Hey Capricorn, welcome to Mirasol Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Capricorn. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, please check your other placements. All right, let's get started.
All right, so we have the Moon, we have the Knight of Swords, and then we also have the Empress. True pair situation, by the way, between you and this person. Your person is showing up as an Empress, regardless of their gender, male or female, doesn't matter. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us, and you're showing up as an Emperor. The person that sits in the Chariot is the Emperor, making it a true pair situation here between you and this person. For some of you, you may have a family with this person. That part's not going to obviously resonate for all of you out there, but I am definitely getting that you may have a family with this person. But in regards to how they're currently viewing this relationship with you, I don't see this person taking action in your direction. It's as if they're waiting for you to actually take action in their direction. They're not entirely sure if you're going to take action in their direction or not. That's one thing that I'm definitely getting strongly. But as far as like them taking action in your direction is concerned, or running after you is concerned, I don't see them wanting to do that. If anything, it kind of looks like they're just going to sit around patiently waiting for you to gravitate towards them versus them basically gravitating towards you. And like I said, they're not entirely sure if you are going to ever take action in their direction or not, but they're really hoping that you will. And it kind of looks like you're going to, especially with the Eight of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, it kind of looks like you're going to. Let's see how they're currently feeling, though, because I am definitely getting a reconciliation strongly between you and this person. So currently at the moment, if there is a lack of communication here between you and this person, don't worry about it, you guys, because I do see you guys reconciling with one another. How does this person currently feel? Okay, so we have the Star out here, we have the King of Swords, and then we also have the Seven of Cups. This relationship, and I'm not entirely sure why it makes them feel this way in particular, but this relationship that they share with you, it makes them question how much do you truly want this relationship, is basically what I'm getting. Yeah, it makes them question how much you really, really want this relationship. You know, I feel like there's times where you kind of give them the impression that you really do want them in this relationship that you guys share with one another, but then there's times where you kind of make this person really question if in all actuality that is the case. But I feel like it has a lot to do with certain things that you do within this relationship that make them really question, like, does Capricorn really want this like they say they do? Because if they do, why did they do this? And why did they do that? You know, why did they put me through this? And why did they put me through that? I am definitely getting that strongly. So this relationship does kind of make them question you and your intentions towards them quite a bit, but I feel like it has a lot to do with certain things that you do within this relationship that makes them really question, like, how much do they really want this? How does Capricorn feel? Okay. We have the Ace of Cups out here. We also have the Three of Cups out here. And then we have the Ten of Wands out here. This is interesting. This spread is kind of interesting because I don't know why they would sit there and question how much you really do want this, especially because of the cards that are coming out here for you. Dude, I think it's safe to say that you are like head over heels in love with this one over here. So I find it to be very weird and interesting that they tend to kind of question that, especially because of the cards that you're getting. I mean, for freaking crying out loud, I mean, we have the Eight of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Three of Cups, to the Ace of Cups. So when it comes down to this person in particular that you currently find yourself connecting with, this Empress over here, you got a lot of love for them. You got a lot of love for this person. But with the Ace of Cups, the Three of Cups, to the Ten of Wands, you know, this to me kind of feels like an overall energy of you trying your hardest to just build and establish the relationship that you want with this person, but at times you find it very challenging and very difficult to do so, and I'm kind of curious as to why. Tell me more about the Ten of Wands. Come on. All right, let's see what we got. Interesting. I feel like you look at this Empress as somebody who's very quick to give up on you and the relationship that you guys share with one another. A lot of you, at times find yourself actually questioning, like, damn, like, does this person really love me or do they not really love me? Do they really want this or do they not really want this? Because if they really do want this, why do they do this? And if they really do want this, why do they do that? It's interesting because you guys actually kind of find yourself in the exact same boat. You guys oftentimes kind of find yourselves really questioning, like, damn, like, does this person really want to be with me or do they not really want to be with me? Do I really matter to this person? Do I not really matter to this person? If I do, why do they do this and why do they do that? So I think it's safe to say, you guys, that the both of you have definitely given one another reasons to sit back and really question, how much does the other party really want this relationship? I feel like you've given them reasons to kind of question, you and your intentions towards them, but I also kind of feel like they've also kind of given you reasons, you know what I mean, to sit back and question them and their intentions towards you. I want to jump back to this person really quickly here. Tell me more about the Seven of Cups. Okay, we got the Eight of Cups, and it wanted to come out in the reverse again, but for whatever odd reason, it feels right to take the Eight of Cups in the reverse for the both of you. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. We also have the Three of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles out here. It's interesting, you guys, because how do I explain what you guys are going through? How do I explain it? But I don't feel like that part's going to really resonate with you. I feel like it's going to resonate more with this Empress than it will with you. Between you and I, and this is just between you and I, you know what I genuinely feel is going on here on this Empress's behalf is that I feel like they kind of look at you, dude, like you're a little bit too good to be true. And because they kind of look at you like you're a little bit too good to be true, the moment that you do like the smallest thing to validate, I guess, in their eyes, why they feel like you're a little bit too good to be true, they tend to kind of take that and run with it. And you could do like the smallest little thing. And they'll take that smallest little thing and be like, aha, see, I knew it. I knew they were too good to be true. I knew that they were too good to be true. It's kind of what I'm getting. I feel like that's like an issue that they kind of find themselves running into when it comes on to you, as far as like looking at you like you're a little bit too good to be true, is kind of what I'm getting. But, it's interesting because if they genuinely believe, and that's my thing, is that I don't feel like this person genuinely believes, right? Like you're like just too good to be true. There has to be more to you, things like that. I don't feel like they themselves genuinely believe that. And here's why I say that. We have the Three of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Cups. So that's kind of telling me that they constantly find themselves, running back to you and gravitating towards you and accepting you back into their life time and time again. And I feel like the reason why they do it is because deep down inside within them, I kind of feel like they know this is not a too good to be true sort of situation. I just kind of feel like they just choose to continue to believe and think that it is. Does that make sense? Like, hopefully it does. But yeah, I just kind of feel like because they think and believe that you're a little bit too good to be true, they're choosing to kind of hold on to that narrative that you're a little bit too good to be true, and that's just that. But that's the thing, is that deep down inside within them, they kind of know this is not like a too good to be true type of situation. It just is what it is, right? And that's what keeps them coming back for more. That's what keeps them constantly accepting you back into their life time and time again. I mean, let's just be real. If they genuinely felt like it was a too good to be true sort of situation, don't you think that they would have just stopped accepting you back into their life time and time again? Don't you think that they would just kind of send you on your way if they genuinely believe that that was actually true? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of what I feel is going on their behalf strongly. I don't think that they genuinely believe, you know what I mean, that you're just too good to be true. I don't think that they genuinely believe that. Deep down inside, do they genuinely believe that? No, I don't think that they genuinely believe that. I just kind of feel like they just, I don't know, it's weird. I just feel like they just choose to think, that you're just too good to be true. But I could feel it deep down inside. This person knows that this is not a too good to be true type of situation. It just is what it is. And listen, it could just be that, maybe this person is not used to good things happening, to them. Maybe, to the point where now they can't help themselves but to kind of look at you and think the way that they think, to the point where they force themselves to actually believe that that is the case, that you are too good to be true. But that's my thing with this person, is that deep down inside, and I can feel it within them, they don't genuinely believe that this is too good to be true. They just choose to constantly think that. And in doing so, they force themselves to believe something that they themselves don't truly believe. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know. I just think that it's safe to say that you're like madly in love with this person. And I kind of feel like there's times, right, where this person gives you the impression that they're madly in love with you and that they can't picture or fathom, their life, without you. And then it's like something happens within this person. And you start to experience a complete 180 from them. It's like they go from being this lovey-dovey person towards you to like this very like cold, detached individual towards you. But I feel like the only reason why you tend to kind of experience this 180 from this person, where they go from harnessing Queen of Cups energy to Queen of Swords energy, is because it's because of something that you're doing. It's something that you're doing something on your end that's triggering this person to like want to detach. You know what I mean? It's basically what I'm getting. You're doing something on your end that's causing this person to want to detach from you emotionally. And this is kind of why you tend to kind of experience this side of them, because this is somebody, how do I explain it? It's kind of like a light switch with this one over here. It's like they can turn their feelings on for you and off for you like that. Like nothing, you know what I mean? Like they're really, really good at doing that. There's a huge possibility, by the way, that this person might have Aquarius within their chart, or they might be an Aquarius. That's definitely a possibility, because Aquarians are really good at turning their emotions on and off for a person. They're really good at attaching themselves from a person or a situation emotionally, just like that. They're really, really good at it. So yeah, there's a possibility, you know what I mean, that this person might be an Aquarius, or they just might have Aquarian within their chart somewhere. But yeah, it's like a switch with them. It's like they can turn their feelings on and off for you. But I feel like you do something on your end to trigger them into wanting to detach themselves emotionally from you. And I almost want to say it could be like very small, minor things that could trigger this person into wanting to detach themselves, from you emotionally. So this is just like a matter of you needing to kind of like really, really figure out what this person's triggers actually are. Because I don't feel like you genuinely know what this person's triggers actually are. So you could be out here unknowingly triggering the hell out of this person, and you don't even fucking know it until, push comes to shove, and now they're giving you the cold shoulder. Now they're, trying to detach themselves from you emotionally. And I could tell how much you want to make this relationship work. Capricorn, I can tell. And I kind of feel like, that's something that you should definitely try to figure out, is what this person's triggers actually are. Because I feel like you tend to trigger them unknowingly. You know what I mean? It's kind of what I'm getting. Ooh, wait a second. Hold on. All right. Let's see what actions you plan on taking in their direction and are moving forward. What actions will Capricorn take towards this person or moving forward? Oh. Okay, we got the Four of Pentacles, we got the Four of Wands, and then we also have the Magician. You come off to me as like a very, very simple person, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You're just a simple person. Like, listen, I just want to be with this person. You know what I mean? I just want to love on this person. I just want to spend the rest of my life with this person. I just want to manifest and create, a beautiful life with them. That's it. It's very simple. It is what it is, right? But you genuinely feel like your person's kind of making things like super, super complicated. You know what I mean? To the point where a lot of you genuinely feel like, like it really doesn't have to be this way. You know what I mean? But you genuinely feel like they are the one that are essentially making this relationship very, very complicated. But yeah, you kind of, like I said, you come off to me as like a very simple person. Like, I just want to be with this person. That's it. I just want to be with this person. I just want to build a life with this person. I just want to manifest and create, a life with them. That's it. That's all I want to do. You know what I mean? But they're over here making it complicated. You know what I mean? And more challenging and difficult than what it needs to be. Okay. this person keeps showing up as the Queen of Cups / Queen of Swords. I feel like this person wants to trust. I'll say it like that because it sounds right to say it like that. I feel like your person wants to trust the fact that you genuinely mean well. I feel like this person honestly wants to trust the fact that they can trust you with their heart. But the truth of the matter is that they just don't. Okay. Now with the Two of Wands coming out here, that's kind of telling me that all of this that they're doing is them just choosing to do everything that they're currently doing right now. And they may not be consciously aware of it, right? But as much as they may want to trust you with their heart, as much as they may just want to trust you in general, right? They continue to choose not to trust you. And that's a choice that they're choosing to make. See, just like they choose to not trust you, they could also choose to trust you. They could, but they choose not to. And I feel like that's the problem here, is that they just continue to choose not to trust you. Especially when it comes down to their heart. Like I said, this is a choice that they're choosing to make here. You know what I mean? This is a choice that they're choosing to make here. This is not stemming, from a place of, I just don't trust them because, they really did betray me. They really, really did. It's like every time I look into this person, I keep getting that they tend to get triggered over like very, very tiny things. You know what I mean? But listen, I just feel like it's just because this person really, really does care about you a whole lot. You know what I mean? So every little small thing that you do is going to trigger this person. You know what I mean? So even though to the average person, the stuff that they get mad over or upset over or hurt by, one can look at it and be like, that's nothing. You know what I mean? But for them, that's everything. You know what I mean? It's everything to them. It's everything to them. So they might get pissed off at you and upset with you and fight with you and argue with you over like the smallest shit. You know what I mean? But to them, even though like the average person will look at it and be like, yo, that's like fucking not even worth arguing about. You know what I mean? To them, it totally is, dude. Like it totally is worth arguing about. It is totally worth them getting on your ass about. You know what I mean? And starting a really big fight, a really big argument, because to them, it means everything. It literally does mean everything. And it's because their heart's in it. You know what I mean? And they're scared, I don't feel like you've ever, I'm not getting that. You're too damn in love with this person. Sorry. Hell no, I'm not getting that at all. And this is going to be, and this is how you're going to know if this part's going to resonate, with you or not. I honestly, the amount of love that you have for this person, how in love you are with them, I don't feel like you've ever like cheated on them or anything like that. And I'm kind of getting that very, very strongly for you, that you've never actually cheated on them ever, 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 ever. You have no reason to. You know what I mean? You look at this person as like, this is my everything. Like I cannot picture or fathom, my life without them. So no, I don't feel like you've ever like cheated on them ever. You have no fucking reason to. You see what I mean? So I don't feel like you've ever cheated on them. No, I'm not getting that. No. No. You're too, no. You're just too like, oh my God, this is my everything. You know what I mean? When it comes onto this one. So no, I don't feel like you've ever cheated on them. And I keep wanting to say you have no reason to. You've got no reason to. They got everything that you fucking want within a person. You don't have no reason to. And I feel like not only because you don't have a reason to, but I just feel like that's just not how you get down. You know what I mean? This is not something that you do. But yeah, no, I don't feel like you've ever cheated on this person. I don't know why the hell I'm even talking about that, to be completely honest. Maybe that's something that this person needs to hear. I don't even know why I even got into that subject, to be honest. I have no freaking idea. All right, anyways, what actions? I should have fucking said it. I should have said it. Remember when I was saying, like, you have no reason to cheat on them? But remember I also kind of said that that's just kind of like, that's just not something that you do. Like, you just don't get down like that. I was gonna fucking say, see, a King of Wands is somebody who's very, very capable of that. A King of Wands is somebody who's very, very capable of that. But see, that's the thing, is that you're not a King of Wands. See what I mean? You're not a King of Wands. You're showing up as an Emperor. You're like the damn polar opposite of a King of Wands. I feel like this one over here is convinced that they're dealing with a King of Wands, when in all actuality they're not. See, a King of Wands is known for being like a playboy playgirl like energy. It's also somebody who's known for being very flirtatious. It's also somebody who's known for leading people on and giving people like impressions that they're interested in them and shit like that. It's so fucking hard to build a life with a King of Wands. It really is. But that's okay. Here's the thing. I genuinely, and I say this with confidence, I genuinely don't believe that you're a King of Wands. Sorry. No, I don't believe that you're a King of Wands at all. In fact, I feel like you're very far from a King of Wands. And here's why I say all of this, right? A King of Wands is known, like they're absolutely known for not wanting absolutely anything serious. The King of Wands doesn't want to be tied down by absolutely anyone, and the King of Wands ain't chasing no fucking body, okay? The fact that you are over here chasing this Empress down just goes to show that you're definitely not a King of Wands. The fact that you're just so emotionally invested and you're willing to do whatever it takes to make this work, you're definitely not a King of Wands. A King of Wands, no, they're not going to go out of their way to fight to keep someone in their life. Like, no, that's just not how a King of Wands gets down. A King of Wands doesn't really care enough, about the people that they get romantically involved with, to the point where they'll find themselves doing everything under the sun to keep that person in their life, because truth be told, a King of Wands just wants to like be out here living their best life. They don't want to be tied down by anybody, and they don't want to fucking chase anybody. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to do all of that. Like, they just don't. They want to be out here single, free, exploring their options, and just out here living their best life. You know what I mean? Like, that's a King of Wands for you. You're not a King of Wands. You're very far from that. Very, very far from that. But I feel like that's the problem with this one over here. And I was kind of getting that because I kept feeling that for them. Even though it didn't show up, I kept feeling that they were kind of looking at you like you're a little bit too good to be true. And now we understand why. They're looking at you like you're a King of Wands, but you're not a King of Wands. You don't act like a King of Wands. You don't move like a King of Wands. Like, you just don't, to be completely honest. If you were a King of Wands, I would have just said it. And to be honest, when we were actually looking into your energy, not once did we ever get the King of Wands for you. So I think, just based off of the cards that you're getting and the fact that we didn't even get the King of Wands for you, I think it's safe to say you're not a King of Wands. You're not. You're not. And I feel like that's kind of why they find it so hard to trust you. I feel like that's why they kind of find it so hard to, start the life that they truly want with you, is because they genuinely believe that you're a King of Wands, when in all actuality, you're not. That's the problem. You're not. You're very far from that. That's the thing. And then this is another thing that kind of like gets me when it comes onto this one. Deep down inside, forget about what they think. Deep down inside, they know they're not dealing with a King of Wands. They fucking know they're not dealing with a King of Wands. And here's the thing. I'm pretty sure there's someone that they can honestly think of. There is someone that they can honestly think of that they used to essentially deal with prior to meeting you that was an actual King of Wands. There's someone that they can totally think of, like right now, you know what I mean, that they used to deal with prior to dealing with you, that was actually a King of Wands. And they know how different you are versus this King of Wands that they used to deal with in the past. Because there's no doubt in my mind that this person has definitely dealt with a King of Wands in the past. They've definitely dealt with a playboy playgirl like energy in the past, especially prior to meeting you. And I'm pretty sure if they sat back and compared you to this King of Wands that they used to deal with in the past, the conclusion that they're going to come down with is, oh, I'm not actually dealing with a King of Wands like I thought I was. And oh wow, like they are totally like two different people, because they are. A King of Wands is the polar fucking opposite of an emperor. See, an emperor is at that stage in their life where they're looking for somebody that they can settle down with and build towards a life with. They don't have fucking time for games. They just don't. They don't have time for games. They just don't. You know what I mean? Nor are they interested in being out here just living their best life and being single and free and exploring their options. No. Like, you already been there, done that. You know what I mean? Like, you're so past that. Like, you just want, to build a family with this person. You just want to be happy with this person. You just want to build a life with this person, you don't have time for games, but it just kills me when it comes onto this person, because I feel like deep down inside, they know the answer to their burning question when it comes down to you. They just choose, right, to not believe it. And in doing so, they also choose to not trust you. This is like the epitome of you. If we really want to go there and break this down, this is the epitome of Someone knowing deep down inside that they got a good thing, they just continue to sit there and not believe it, even though deep down inside, this feeling that they're getting when it comes on to you, as far as like knowing you are someone that they can trust, knowing that you are somebody who clearly loves them and cares about them. Like, and by the way, we have the Ace of Swords, which is basically the sword of truth. Okay. This is them choosing, like, this is literally the epitome of them choosing to not trust the truth. And the truth is that they have somebody who's willing to do whatever, it takes to keep this relationship, between you and them intact and afloat, aka you. You're somebody who clearly loves them. You're somebody who's clearly invested. You're somebody who clearly cares about them. You're somebody who clearly wants to be with them. And that's just the God honest truth. And deep down inside, they know that that is the God honest truth. This is them just choosing to not trust the truth. This is them just choosing to not believe the truth. It's a choice, you guys. At the end of the day, they can choose to sit here and fight the truth all they want. They can sit here and choose to not believe the truth if they want, and they could also sit here and choose to not trust you. But the more they continue to do this to themselves, the harder this relationship is going to become for this person. Because if their mind is telling them Capricorn's no good, but their physical reality with you is telling you, oh man, like Capricorn is like everything I've ever prayed for, I mean, they're going to start to eventually feel like they're losing their fucking mind within this relationship. And I feel like they're already there. I feel like they're already there as far as feeling like they're losing their mind. They don't know what the hell to believe. But that's the thing, right? Is that I feel like they want to believe what they think is the truth. But what they think is the truth is not the truth. And what they think the truth is that you're too good to be true and you're not to be trusted. That's what they want to believe. But see, deep down inside, they know good and damn well that what they think about you is so far from the truth. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. So, like I said, they could choose to sit here and fight the truth if they want to. The truth being that you're somebody who means well. The truth being you are somebody that they should trust and that they can trust. They're just choosing not to. And the more they keep this up, the more this relationship is going to start to make them feel like they're losing their damn mind. And to be honest, I feel like they're already kind of there. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see what the romance angels have to say, you guys. Okay, we have chemistry. There's a strong and intense magnetic attraction here, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, you guys are showing up as a true pair to one another, which is basically insinuating that you and this person, you guys are very compatible to one another. I'm also kind of getting that even though you guys may have been dealing with one another for quite some time now, the relationship in itself, it still feels fresh. It still feels new. It doesn't feel played out and or boring is kind of what I'm getting, which is a really good sign. We also have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. I feel like this is advice for this person to the right of me, this Empress to the right of me. Spirit wants this person to set aside their doubts, their reservations, and what they think about you, and honestly get to know you. Okay, honestly get to know you, because I feel like these doubts and reservations that they have has definitely clouded their judgment when it comes down to you, to the point where they think they know you, but in all actuality they don't know you. They don't know you because, and here's why I say they don't know you, because if they're over here looking at you like you're a king of wands and you're just this bad guy who doesn't love them, who doesn't care about them, who's just here to play games with them, that's already telling me that they don't really know you like they think they know you. They think they know you, but they really, really don't know you. And that's why Spirit wants this person to set aside their doubts and reservations and honestly get to know you, okay? Because if they were to set aside their doubts and reservations about you and honestly get to know you, that'll also reveal to them that they're wrong about you. We also have, I feel like this is for the Empress, we have, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. I feel like this person needs to kind of remind themselves, because they know, honey, let me tell you, they know what it's like to deal with an actual king of wands. You are so not that. I can already tell by the cards that you're getting here. You're too damn in love with this person, too damn invested in this person, too damn grown to be a king of wands is basically what I'm getting. So with that being said, they've dealt with a king of wands before meeting you, because I'm definitely getting that strongly. Now, with that being said, they need to kind of remind themselves that what they used to want what they used to want, you know, the thing that they clearly couldn't get from this King of Wands is what they currently have. Because I feel like they were crazy about this King of Wands that they used to deal with. Like, they really wanted to be with this King of Wands. They were really crazy about them, really in love with them, and they wanted exactly, you know, what they currently have with you. So they need to kind of remind themselves that what they used to want is what they currently have now. Granted, it's definitely not with this King of Wands, which is, that in itself is a fucking blessing. It's with somebody 10 times better. Because you got to understand that this person, even though they were borderline crazy about this King of Wands, I'm pretty sure now when they reflect back on their relationship with this King of Wands, they often kind of find themselves thinking to themselves, what the hell was I thinking? This person has definitely upgraded, I will definitely say, as far as getting with you is concerned, because you're definitely 10 times better than this King of Wands will ever be. And I'm just being honest, okay? A King of Wands is also somebody who's known for being very fixed in their ways. It's kind of like a what you see is what you get. And if you try to even attempt to change a King of Wands, they're gonna experience a level of pushback from this King of Wands, because this King of Wands doesn't want anybody walking into their life telling them that they need to change or they need to act like this or that. Nope. No, because the King of Wands doesn't want to be tied down by absolutely anyone. They want to be single and free, and there's nothing wrong with living life that way, you know, to each their own, you know what I mean? But yeah, point is that they need to kind of remind themselves that what they used to want is what they currently have. And it is a blessing in itself that they actually turned around and found somebody 10 times better, aka you, because if it's one thing that I will say about this King of Wands, is that this King of Wands, you know, no, I feel like